Imagine a figure so malevolent that his very existence threatens the world as we know it. This figure is none other than the Antichrist. A figure shrouded in mystery and fear, the Antichrist has been a subject of intrigue since ancient times. His story originates from biblical texts, where he is depicted as a powerful entity with the intention to deceive and destroy. This entity has permeated our culture, appearing in literature, films, and even everyday conversations. The Antichrist is often portrayed as a charismatic leader, a wolf in sheep's clothing, who rises to power through deceit and manipulation. The ominous aura surrounding this figure has only added to his appeal, making him a fascinating subject of study. Despite the many interpretations and representations, the Antichrist remains an enigma, a symbol of ultimate evil whose true nature is still a topic of debate. This intrigue, coupled with the fear and curiosity he incites, makes the Antichrist a captivating figure in our collective consciousness. Now that we've introduced the Antichrist, it's time to delve deeper into his origins and representations. The concept of the Antichrist didn't just appear out of thin air, it has a rich history deeply rooted in biblical texts. The origins of the Antichrist can be traced back to the prophetic books of Daniel and Revelation in the Bible. These texts provide intriguing yet cryptic glimpses into a figure of deception and destruction. The book of Daniel introduces us to a boastful king who will rise to power, speak against God, and oppress the holy people. Later, the book of Revelation amplifies this concept, presenting a beast from the sea, a charismatic leader who demands worship and deceives many. These biblical narratives have significantly shaped our understanding of the Antichrist. They paint a picture of a deceptive and influential figure, one who stands against God and his people. This figure is not just a person, but a symbol of ultimate evil, a representation of everything that opposes divine goodness and truth. The Antichrist, as depicted in these texts, is not only a character of prophecy, but also a concept that has been carefully examined and reinterpreted throughout history. Each generation, each culture, has found its own meaning, its own fears, and its own expectations in these ancient narratives. With this historical context in mind, we can now examine the different interpretations of the Antichrist. The Antichrist is like a chameleon, changing its color depending on who's looking. This statement tells us that interpretations of the Antichrist vary widely across different cultures and denominations. Let's take a closer look. In many Christian denominations, the Antichrist is viewed as a powerful figure who will rise during the end times, opposing Christ and leading many astray. This interpretation is often based on prophetic books of the Bible like Daniel and Revelation. In contrast, some Jewish interpretations do not focus on an individual Antichrist, but rather an era of great tribulation before the coming of the Messiah. This period is sometimes referred to as the birth pangs of the Messiah. Islamic interpretations introduce a figure known as the Dajjal, an impostor who will mislead many before the day of judgment. This figure shares many characteristics with the Christian concept of the Antichrist. These varied interpretations, among others, reflect the historical and cultural context in which they were developed. They serve to illustrate the diversity of human understanding and the complex nature of religious symbolism. Importantly, they all contribute to our collective understanding of the Antichrist, enriching the narrative and adding layers of meaning to this complex figure. As we've seen, the Antichrist is a complex figure with many faces. But what does this mean for us today? In today's world, the Antichrist continues to captivate our imaginations, appearing in everything from blockbuster movies to conspiracy theories. This enduring fascination with the concept of ultimate evil and the end of times is testament to its powerful symbolism. In the media, the Antichrist often serves as a figurehead of chaos and destruction, embodying the fears of a society grappling with uncertainty. These portrayals are far from random. They mirror our collective anxieties, reflecting the fears that lurk in the corners of our minds. Whether it's the anxiety of a world on the brink of environmental collapse, the fear of societal decay, or the dread of losing our humanity to technology, the Antichrist has become a symbol for these modern-day apprehensions. So, while the Antichrist may be a figure rooted in ancient religious texts, its presence in today's culture reveals a great deal about our contemporary concerns. It's a lens through which we can examine and understand the fears and anxieties of our times. The Antichrist may be an ancient concept, but it's clearly alive and well in the 21st century. Understanding the Antichrist isn't just about deciphering biblical texts or analyzing popular culture. It's a journey through history, diving into the origins and the various interpretations of this complex figure. From the prophecies of old to the modern-day depictions, we've seen the Antichrist's multifaceted nature unfold, we've learned it's not a one-size-fits-all concept. Rather, it's a reflection of societal fears and anxieties at different points in time. The Antichrist serves as a mirror, reflecting our deepest fears and anxieties, and by understanding this figure, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our world.